freshman. You know, I'm going to try. Oh, yeah. Should have brought my cushion. And good evening, everybody. We're here at the Sugarland Ice and Sports Center for tonight's ISHL game between the PF Flyers and FairCreek. Glad to have you here tonight. Flyers coming in with a record of 3-4 in the year. On the other side, for FairCreek, looking for that first win, coming in 0-8. These two teams have already played once this year. The Flyers won that game in a dominant game by a score of 10-0. In that game, the Flyers were led by 3 goals by Joseph Park, Seth Jennings, a goal and 4 assists, as well as both of them getting 4 points in that game, as the Flyers outshot FairCreek in that game 50-20 in that game. And Mason Bates stopped all 20, and he'll be the starting goaltender for the Flyers tonight. Emma Ruffino will be in the nets for the FairCreek, who's in the white steel blue, dark pants, going right to left in the first period. Flyers, they are the home team tonight in the orange-white trim, looking a lot like the team from Philadelphia. Good crowd here tonight. Hope you sit back and enjoy ISHL hockey tonight. As both goaltenders ready. Ruffino on the left. On the right, Ruffino on the left. Or in the far end will be Bates. Jackson Hayes at center ice for the face-off to start the game. Controlled by the Flyers. Try to get it to Plantman, taken away. And here come FairCreek. A first shot right on the net and a save by Bates on a nice shot by Jacob Garcia. "16 seconds into the game, and the FairCreek team with the chance there. Now face off to the right of Bates. Flyers trying to get out of the zone, kept in. Lead pass. A little bit of a break, right in front, score! Getting in there, Kent, was Stacy for the goal. And it's 1-0. Or check that, that was number 11 who got the goal, Joseph Park, who got the goal. And it's 1-0 Flyers. At 14:27. Hayes wins the snap, the face-off. Good shot by Park, who was going to his right, shot back to the left and beat Ruffino on the far side. Now Eastman trying to get back in, finds Norquist. Takes it down to the corner. Flyers dump it out of the zone. Chase is on. Park after it. Right in front. Backhand scores! Joseph Park with his second goal. And it's 2-0 Flyers. As Park scores 2 goals here in the first minute and 3 seconds. For PFC, that's Pearland Friendswood Consolidated. Just notice the Flyers. Now, FairCreek trying to get back into the game, dumps it into the Flyer zone. Miller couldn't get control, and here come the Flyers again, 2-on-1. Pass right in front, Ruffino! Score! Thought Ruffino had it, got it underneath the pads, and the goal by Chizoff. And it's 3-0 Flyers. Here early. Mark Chizoff with the goal. Wake up! Wake up! And the Flyers off and running 3-0. If they have scored on their 3 shots on goal. Chizoff trying to get in the middle, finds room, shot, and that may have been deflected. Dump behind the net. Chizoff trying to get it back. Puts it in front, trying to center it. Shot for the back, caught by Ruffino on the shot by Gertie. As the Flyers and FairCreek will make exchanges at the bench. Hayes out for the face-off to the left. Cleared in front, trying to get a backhand, can't. Here comes FairCreek trying to break out. Garcia across the blue line, dumps it back, missed his target. Goes across the wing into the corner. Orby couldn't make control of it. Back to Norquist, dumps it in. Goes behind the net, comes out. Chasing for it. Erisman. And that's cleared down the ice. Icing cleared off. Garcia. Trying to get it over the Erisman. Right in front, tipped. Norquist couldn't control it. Back out across the blue line. Missed the target. Garcia has to play it back to center ice. Dumps it, long pass. Bates able to take it away and kicks it into the corner. And this one's going to go the length of the ice. And that's played by Rivero, so no icing. Flyers trying to put the pressure on again. Taken away by Park. Into the corner. Around the net. Got a little takedown, no call. Cleared out across the blue ice, and here's a one-on-one. Shot right on. Bates with the save and holds on to it. A nice long shot by Garcia. Face-off coming to the left of Mason Bates, who's 2 for 2 on saves. Van Sickle will take the face-off for the FairCreek team. Goes around the net. Here comes Park. Park streaking in. Puts it on and scores! Park with the hat trick to make it 4-0. Park with his 3rd goal. Of the period. So Park with 3, Chizoff with 1. And we've got 11:22 to go here in the opening period. Monday's going to take the face-off here for the Flyers. Mentioned the last time these two met, it was a 10-0 win for the Flyers, but they got 50 shots on goal. Van Sickle trying to get around the defense, blocked by Quintus, trying to center it in front, can't. FairCreek trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Play it behind the net. Van Sickle can't get to it. And here's a 2-on-1. Back the other way, over the Platten. Shot wide on a shot by Quintus. Clear it, and we get a whistle. As looks like the net came off its moorings for a moment, they have to reset it. Now stop the action with 10:41 left to go here in this opening period. PFC 4, FairCreek 0. They do the minor repairs to the net behind Rufino. And the face-off will come to her right. Hayes takes the face-off, won by FairCreek. Garcia trying to get something going. And we're going to get a whistle, and it may be a tripping call. It is a tripping call going against the Flyers. And Nicholas Sorelli gets called for the tripping, and it will be a power play opportunity coming up here for FairCreek. And the face-off down to the left of Bates. So a 5-on-4 for FairCreek. Puck loose in front. Flyers are going to clear it and take it all the way down the ice. Ferrier will play it off the wall. Handled off. Ersman. Across the red line. Flyers back on defense. Trying to tip it into the zone. Having trouble. Gibbs trying to get it in. And the Flyers trying to get it out. And they dump it back to center ice. Norquist across the line, but they're going to get a offsides at the blue line. Minute 21 left to go on the penalty. Garcia will take the face-off for the FairCreek. Norquist trying to get the puck taken away. Nice defensive play by Edding. And getting into the Flyer zone, but dumps it right back out. So far, FairCreek unable to get a shot on goal here on this power play. It has a minute 2 left. Deflected. Knocked away, taken away by Chizoff. And he'll dump it into the zone. Here comes FairCreek. Less than a minute to go in the power play. And a whistle. Charlton may have been across the blue line a little early, but no, it's going to be icing. It's going to go all the way back to the FairCreek end of the ice. Face off to the left of Ruffino. FairCreek trying to get out of their zone. Shot deflected into the corner by Ruffino. And then shot around the net. Long pass too far for Chisholm. For Charlton, excuse me. And back into the FairCreek end on that icing. 13 seconds left to go in the penalty. Monday taking the face-off against Garcia. Dumps it back. And FairCreek lead pass too far for Norquist. And it's stopped by Bates. And he'll hold on to it with 4 seconds left to go in the penalty. As FairCreek will get some fresh legs out for the final 4 seconds of this power play. Flyers control the face-off, dump it behind the net. 8:30 to go in the period as the teams are on even strength now. Garcia chased back into his end of the ice. Cromer. Flyers trying to get into the offensive end, tipped around. Battle for it, stays in the zone. Shot goes through the crease by Monday. Stick on the ice as one of the players have lost their stick, and it's picked up by the Flyers player. Flyers back at the blue line, trying to dump it in. Can't. FairCreek's going to clear it out. Back with it, Garcia. Garcia trying to get around the defense. Poked away by Sorelli. Another roller right in on Bates, and he'll easily stops it. Dumped in, clears, no icing. And all the way back into the Flyers end. And once again, no icing, didn't make it all the way to the end line. Flyers trying to get out of the zone. Planton hands it off, looking for some targets outfield. That's Cromer. Cromer trying to tip it into the zone. FairCreek back on defense. Here comes Van Sickle. Back for FairCreek, dumps it in. Dump and chase. Picked up by Cromer in the corner. Almost loose in front. Van Sickle couldn't get to it. And not able to keep it in the zone. Park trying to streak in. Park round the defense. And they can't get the shot away. Cleared out of the zone. Kept in at the blue line. FairCreek. Here comes the chance. Miller. Going to dump it around. Kind of got caught in the wall, didn't go around the back. Played into the corner. Miller. Has it now in the corner. Miller. FairCreek trying to gain possession here, but the Flyers come out. Charlton kicks it back in. Flyers trying to get out of their zone. FairCreek doing a nice job keeping it in. Norquist will play it all the way back to their end of the ice. 5:46 to go here in the opening period. 4-0 PFC. 3 goals by Joseph Park in the period. And that's going to be a whistle. The puck went, I believe the puck went out. I don't know. Would you have a power play or? And nope. Puck went out of play, and that's why the whistle went over the glass. Face off to the left. Tipped around the net. Cromer on the point, flips it toward the net, and Ruffino with the save and pulls on. With Flyers in front of her, Emma Ruffino with the save. Another face-off coming to the left, played back. Dump, trying to get something in front, loose in front, can't. Now Cromer has to come out of the zone. Shizoff working down into the corner. After giving up the 4 early goals, FairCreek has held their own, and they're going to have another face-off in the FairCreek end after that icing. Back down here, it'll be Garcia versus Monday. To the left, tipped around in front. Flyers trying to come up with it, and it's going to go over the glass and out of play. And that will set up a face-off to the right side of the goalie. Play it back, poking away, and a chance for a breakaway. Here comes Norquist. Norquist on the break, shoots, missed, and a save by Bates. Off the pad. Golden opportunity there for FairCreek, and Bates once again on the stop as Norquist on the breakaway. Now Monday, trying to lead a 2-on-1. Pass too far. Knocked down. Charlton plays it back. Norquist into the zone. Trying to get inside. Norquist looking for a backhand. Chant looking for some help. Reverse. Now working in the corner. Puts it around the corner. Gibbs waiting back at the point if he can get the puck. And the Flyers can't get out of the zone. And back out to center ice. Pass it over here to the near side to Gibbs. Gibbs almost had it taken away. Garcia dumps it back in. Bates will play it into the corner. Sorelli, as FairCreek putting on some pressure here. 3:25 left to go. Cleared in front, can't get the shot. Here come the Flyers, 2-on-2. Around, into the corner and knocked down. As Chizoff was knocked down, now Garcia comes out with the puck. Needs some help out the center ice, tipped into the Flyers' end. And we've got a whistle. As we had, I think, a delayed penalty here. We had a delayed penalty as Chizoff going to the penalty box for the Flyers, who lead 4-0, and we'll get a face-off to the left of Bates with 3:01 left to go here in the opening period. Van Schickel will take the face-off. Get it back, and all the way back, tipped into the other end, and being chased down by Ersman. And now back into the Flyers zone, too far for Van Sickle, can't be played. Gertie tips him to itself, into the FairCreek end, takes it down into the corner. Trying to put a shot on, Rafiro with the save. And played back to center ice by the Flyers. Carlton trying to get a play there that goes out of play. Off his stick as it goes into the FairCreek bench. And we'll have a face-off at center ice. Hayes will take the face-off. And Hayes tips it back to his end of the ice. Gertie back to get it. A minute 19 left to go on the power play for the FairCreek team. Coming inside, right in front, and not getting the shot on goal as it goes behind the net. Nice play by Rufino, cutting off the angles. And now back out the center ice. And trying to get it out, Krentis. And it's going to be offsides against the Flyers. 57 seconds left to go in the opening period here at the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Glad you're with us here tonight for this ISHL game. Van Schickel will take the face-off against Monday. Flyers control. Down into the end. Going after it is Orby. Orby. And there's Park, who's got 3 goals. Park trying to tip it in front. And I think Rufino deflected it, shot right on, blocked by the defense. Here comes FairCreek. Norquist dumps it in on Bates, who knocks it into the corner. 30 seconds on the penalty. And a minute 27 left to go in the period. Puck right in front. Norquist trying to control it into the corner. Comes around the net. Norquist looking for a target. Puts it in front. Right on, and Bates with the save on that long shot from the blue line. On a nice shot by Thompson. 12 seconds left to go in the penalty. And the power play for FairCreek. Thompson, Van Sickle will take the face-off. Thompson trying to keep it in, can't. Gibbs tips it over, but no one there. Kept alive, coming in. Backhand shot, goes wide on that shot by Monday. As Monday with an opportunity and put the puck wide on the short side. Put right in front, Rafiro right there makes the stop. Still in front. And Rufino. Or did they get a goal there? Nope, she got the stop. With 43 seconds left, Rufino with another stop in front of the net. And now Monday will take the face-off for the Flyers to the left of Rufino. Now Monday works it into the corner. Trying to put it in front. There's a save by Rufino again. Eastman. Cross the ice. Miller streaking toward the net. They can't get it to her. Here come the Flyers back the other way. Here's Park. Park. Around the defense. A shot deflected off the defenseman. As that went off, Bracklin Esmond into the corner. 5 seconds left to go in the period. Comer going to let it fly wide, and that's the end of the first period. After one, it's PFC 4, FairCreek 0. Back with the second period in a moment or two. Just trying to get back into the swing. Ready for the second period here from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. ISHL hockey on tap here tonight. PFC, Pearland Friendswood Consolidated. The Flyers leading FairCreek by a score of 4-0. 3 goals in that first period by Joseph Park. The other goal by Mark Chisoff. As now the Flyers will be going right in front of you. Hayes against Garcia. FairCreek went 0 for 2 on the power play in that first period. Flyers with a 90% ratio on the power kill. Now a 2-on-1. Garcia dumps it in front. Shot right on. Bates the save on Reisman. And just like we saw in the first period, Garcia had that opportunity early against Bates. And once again, it's Garcia leading the way, setting it up for Reisman. And another shot, and that's caught by Bates. Well, so far, he has got 3 periods of shutout action against FairCreek right now. As that's going to be dumped all the way down, no icing. So Rufino will play it out in the net into the corner. But taken away right in front, trying to get a shot, and then he can't clear as Edding almost got to the puck in front of the net. Now dumped into the Flyers' end. Garcia trying to get the steal, can't. And the Flyers dump it in. Deflected shot goes into the corner. Edding in for it. FairCreek trying to clear the zone. Get it out. Reisman. Contact, no foul. Reisman into the corner. Flyers come out of there, and that's Kurgis trying to keep it in. Goes Brecklin, Reisman. Flyers have difficulty trying to clear the zone. And that'll be icing. Both teams making some changes. Face-off coming up to the left of Mason Bates. Van Sickle will take the draw. Thompson back behind him looking for the drop. And kept in front. And Bates sees the loose puck and gets on it. And we'll get another face-off in the Flyers' end. So far, it's been after the 4 goals. Another shot right on. Charlton with the shot right on, and Bates with the save. As Charlton got a good look there and put it right on Mason Bates. Bump down the corner. FairCreek just putting on a lot more pressure here in this early part of the second period. But here come the Flyers breaking loose. Here's Money, 2-on-1. Dumps it in front. And just too far for Wedding. Wedding around the net. Puts it in front. Shot knocked in the air. Ruffino may have gotten a piece of it. I think it went off a stick. Flyers keeping the pressure on. Kurgis in front. Shot wide by Wedding. Flyers keeping the pressure on right in front. And Ruffino with the hold. And she guarded that post. As the Flyers put the pressure on. And now they're making sure the goal is secure. Not like the good old days when they had those pieces of the pipe in those nets. They have the magnets, which has made it a lot more safer for the players. Now a chance here, trying to push it ahead. It's Charlton, it's too far for him. And it's going to be taken away by Krennis. And the Flyers. And a tricky bounce there out the park. Park with Monday, off the Monday, backhand, shot right on, and Ruffino with the save. And a whistle. Might have a charging penalty or roughing penalty coming up here. It's going to go against Thompson. And that's going to put the Flyers on the power play. First power play opportunity tonight for the Flyers, who come in with a 17% success rate on the power play. Face-off will come to the right. Hayes will take it. Park will going to set up at the blue line. Get it back to Park. Over to the far side. Krennis trying to center it. You got a mess in front of Ruffino trying to keep an eye on the puck. Caught the side of the net, and we get a whistle as it looks like the net came off the moorings. And we'll get a stoppage and a face-off. Those who are familiar with hockey, what they used to have were those little pipes that were come out of the ice that was usually about 4 or 5 or even 6 inches long. And it took a lot to knock those off the moorings. But ever since they got the magnets, it's made it a lot safer for those players when they hit those, come inside. Now Park back from the blue line. Get it back to Park, working it on the side. Shot right on, Rafino holds on. As she takes it off the chest and catches it on the rebound. On an opportunity by Joseph Park. A minute 34 left to go. In the penalty to Thompson. Park back at the blue line. Shot goes wide. On that shot by Crentis. Battle down to the corner. Flyers coming, trying to get it back. Here's Park right in front looking for an opening. Fires wide. Back out to the blue line. Crentis. Now coming in. Cleared in front and that goes wide. Firing. Oh, here comes Norquist. Crentis trying to knock it away. In. Shot. Save Bates. As he directs it into the corner. As Norquist with a short-handed opportunity. Thompson back on the ice. Oshimi. Check that, not yet. Reisman knocks it back into the corner. And Bates is going to hold on to it after getting that little flip from Garcia. 34 seconds left to go in the penalty for Thompson. FairCreek coming in 65% on the penalty kill. As Garcia will take the face-off. Flyers dump it in. Wiseman down into the corner, and that's going to be icing. It went the distance, and it'll go back into the PFC end. 25 seconds left to go on the Thompson penalty. 10:24 left to go here in the second period. Flyers leading 4-0. And another puck going down to the corner. Let's see if they'll get icing again. No, as they'll play the puck. Flyers on the power play. Shot cleared in the air, goes over the net. As that puck was tipped. And back out to center ice, dumped in by Norquist, but they're going to get offsides as Charlton was in. As the power play has ended and Thompson back on the ice. And this, nope, it's going to be icing, they call it. 9:53 left to go here, second period. As Kyrgios will take the face-off for the Flyers to the right of Rafino, who has been sharp after giving up, very sharp after those 4 goals. Trying to get it to Norquist. Norquist, long shot goes wide of Bates. Garcia trying to dump it back into the corner. Played back, Garcia battling against the boards. Along with Norquist. Reisman back to the corner. Slap shot right on, goes wide. Garcia taken down. Played back, Gibbs. Flyers having trouble getting out of the zone. Kept alive by Norquist. Norquist down into the corner. Center's in front, no one there. And out to center ice. Flyers get the deflection, but Reisman knocks it back. Little knockdown, no whistle. Good hit on the check by Charlton against Kyrgios. Gibbs knocks it away. Norquist around the corner. Goes behind the net. Puts it in front. Can't get it to Charlton. Trying to knock it back in. Kept alive. Offsides. Just offside by the official. Fans saying no. So the face-off at the blue line. Flyers trying to get away with it. Monday, battling against the boards. Flyers, puck comes out. Here comes FairCreek. Van Sickle trying to get around the defense. Puts it right across the goal. Can't get anyone there to deflect it. Flyers trying to break out. Stand on it. Knocked back in by Reisman. Long pass too far for Wedding. He's chasing after it. Puts it right in front. And FairCreek trying to clear it. Knocked into the corner by Monday. Behind the net. Back out in front. Monday can't control. Now trying to get it. Monday, a shot. Saved by Ruffino. Another tip right in front. Backhand, and I think Ruffino got a piece of it. Now Miller. Dumped down into the zone. That's going to be icing to give the FairCreek team time to regroup. As Miller dumps it in with 7:13 to go here in the second period. And the faceoff coming back to the left of Emma Ruffino. Kurgis will take the face-off as Park to his left. Garcia trying to get out of the zone. Tipped in front, goes behind the net. Ruffino quickly got over to that post to guard it. Racklin, Reisman trying to get the puck out of the zone. Flyers trying to keep it in. Kept it alive. Kurgis. Sorelli couldn't get to it. Tipped in front. Shot right on Kurgis. And Ruffino somehow come up with that one. And she took that one. And we're going to have a face-off. Looks like Ruffino having a little equipment trouble with one of her pads. Or her skate. But Ruffino continues to be sharp, trying to keep the FairCreek team in this game. With 6:27 left to go here in the second period. Trying to get it back, Sorelli. Dumps it back in. Park looking for an opening. Park, who's got 3 goals, can't get the shot. Flyers trying to keep it in. And here's a break, chance, here's a chase. And a beautiful check on that play by Sorelli. Gibbs trying to keep it in. He does. Back to Norquist. Norquist from the corner. I think Bates got a piece of it. Now Park. Out to center ice. Kurgis around the defense. Kurgis in. Tipped it around and can't get the shot away. Was Planton. Icing going to be called here against FairCreek, but it's going to go right onto the goaltender, so no icing, and Bates is going to have to hold on to it. So the face-off will be in the Flyers' end. After that, it has been an even-Steven match since after the Flyers took a 4-0 lead. There's a stop by Bates. Played around the corner, trying to keep it in. Orby kept it alive. Orby gets it back, but can't keep it in the zone. They'll have to play it back to mid-center ice, and Thompson. Thompson has it taken away by Edding. Thompson trying to get it back. Now Reisman. And that's going to tip. And out of play. As that goes into the FairCreek bench or somewhere over there. Someone's got to find it. There it is. Little puck made a lot of activity. And now the face-off is going to go back into the Flyers' end to the right of Bates. Back behind the net, Flyers as FairCreek putting on some pressure. And Thompson intercepts. Back out the center ice. And FairCreek has to play back into their end of the ice. Now takeaway right in front, save Rufino. Can't hold on to the rebound, and that's going to be dumped down. There's the icing call. And once again, Rufino with another nice stop. As the icing call with 4:32 left to go here. To the right of Rufino. Laid down into the corner. Trying to keep it in. Prentice can't. Now he does. Back into the corner. Now FairCreek trying to clear the zone. Battle for it, still taken away. Hayes down back into the corner. As the Flyers trying to get a little momentum here. Played it around. Kurgis behind the net, played by FairCreek. Out to center ice, Chizoff. Dumps it back in. FairCreek trying to get the takeaway. Chizoff dumps it in, or check that. That was Hayes. Flyers have it. Trying to keep the pressure on. 3:25 left to go in the period. 4-0 Flyers. Cleared across, went right through the goal mouth. And FairCreek continuing to put a nice defensive barrier between the Flyers and their goaltender. Out the center ice. Gertie dumps it back in, trying to get it. Prentice. And a goal! Garcia makes it 4-1. On a giveaway, Garcia with the unassisted goal to make it 4-1. And Garcia with the first goal for FairCreek against Mason Bates. So Bates is shut out. Trying to get something going here. And that's battled into the corner. Kurgis puts it back into the corner. Flyers trying to put some pressure on. And it comes to center ice. Cromer. Now dumped in by Monday. Van Sickle behind the net. And we have a whistle and a stoppage in play.
What the hell is wrong with you?
1:43 left. And we have a stoppage in play. And the officials talking it over. Do we have a possible penalty here? They're discussing it. And the face-off is going to go back into the Flyers' end. Referee's talking with both coaches, both benches right now. And he's talking to the scorekeeper. So face-off down to the right of Bates. As Garcia, who scored the goal moments ago. So Garcia trying to win the draw, can't. Flyers kept alive. In front, Norquist can't get the shot away. It was tipped away by Crenton. And now a chase the other way, onside. Park behind goes behind the net. He couldn't catch up to it. Plays it back across the blue line. Flyers have to come out. They don't come out. As Gertie went in, Plantman was not out of the zone yet. And we'll have a face-off at the blue line with 1:21 left to go here in the second period. PFC leading FairCreek 4-1. Orby will take it behind the net. Orby into the Flyer zone. And that's going to clear out of the zone. Here comes the chase. Park chasing after it. Park will play it back. Takes it all the way out of the zone. 47 seconds left to go in the second period. Gertie tipped away by Orby. Out here comes Garcia with Orby. Orby behind it. Flips it behind the net. Garcia can't get to it. Flyers with it. Almost a takeaway. Now up top. Here's Prentice. Prentice right in. Can't get to the puck in time as it got away. Trying to center it. Plant was there, but couldn't get it. Here come FairCreek. Norquist looks for help. Trying to get around. Dumps it into the corner. 3 seconds left. That's going to do it. And the second period has come away, but FairCreek has clawed their way back. They're down 4-1 after 2. Minutes left to go here as we get ready to start the third period. Flyers going left to right here in the period, leading 4-1. That goal by Garcia by FairCreek ended a shutout streak by Mason Bates of 87 minutes and 5 seconds against FairCreek. He had the 10-0 shutout earlier in the year. Flyers trying to dump it back in, but here comes Van Sickle. Van Sickle deflected off to the fence. Norquist in front, trying to get control, can't. It's FairCreek putting some pressure on him through the crease. Orby puts it right on, pass as Bates couldn't catch it as it went wide. Shot behind the net quickly, Van Sickle in, blocked by the defense. Kept alive. Norquist trying to put it in front, can't. Van Sickle's going to go after it as Flyers a little lackadaisical here in this early moment of the period. Kept alive by Norquist, keeps it in the zone. Gets around the defense, Norquist. Goes behind the net, into the corner. Norquist out to Orby. Orby lost the puck. Hayes, and tipped away nicely by Thompson. FairCreek trying to get control here. Nice play here. Charlton into Garcia. Garcia puts it in front off the glove of Bates, who tipped it right in front, and the Flyers are break loose. Out with it, Cromer. Cromer dumps it in behind the net. Charlton out toward the blue line. Bracklin, Reisman. Turnover in front, right in front, save by Ruffino on a point-blank chance by Wedding. Flyers trying to keep it in the zone. Gertie dumps it into the corner, too far from Monday. Pressure in the back, behind the net. Flyers battling. Reisman trying to come out, and Ruffino's just going to cover it over and stop play. Face off to the right of Emma Ruffino. Shot down into the corner. Chizoff puts it in front, and a save by Ruffino again. As that went behind the net. FairCreek back the other way. Pass for Charlton. Can he get ahead of it? No. Gertie back on the fence. Makes the play on Charlton. Battle down into the corner. Who's going to come away with it? And the Flyers break out. Chernoff. Flyers still having trouble. Monday battling with Garcia. Gertie in there as well against the boards. Dumped into the corner. Wedding in front. Wide shot. Right on, and Ruffino with the save. On that chance by Chernoff. 11:15 to go in the game. PFC trying to even their record at 4-4. Play in front, fanned by Gertie. Battle in front. Ruffino dicks it into the corner. Back to Gertie at the point. Right in front. Gertie keeps it in. Tipped around. FairCreek trying to break out. Gertie back into the zone, but that's going to be offsides. Flyers got all 4 goals in the first period, actually within the first 6 minutes of the opening period. 3 goals by Joseph Park, and the other goal by Mark Cheroff. And now a chance here on a break. Reisman can't get to it. Puck loose in front. And a shot wide by Norquist, who's had some chances here tonight. And that long pass chased. Orby's going to come up with it. Orby hit hard into the boards. Out to center ice. Norquist gets around Cromer. Flips it on. Directed into the corner by Bates. Trying to set something loose in front. Tipped around. And into the corner. As that puck was loose there, no one could get to it for FairCreek. Now Norquist. FairCreek trying to break out. Reisman. Miller had to wait, or otherwise it would have been offsides. Now into the corner, Miller. Another battle down into the corner. And Miller can't quite keep it in. Dumped in, a long shot, Bates saved. A long flip in by Norquist. 9:23 left to go. And PFC leading 4-1. As we will get changes from the benches. Garcia will take the face-off against Monday to the left of Mason Bates. Flyers win the draw. And a breakout. Monday trying to outrun it. Here comes Monday, breaking away. Shot it wide. Flyers trying to keep the pressure on. Out to center ice. Crowder. Gives it to Monday. Oh, a hard hit into the board. And we get a whistle. As Gibbs took a hard hit into the boards. And the referee stops play. As he took a hard hit there, did Ethan Gibbs. And he'll come over to the FairCreek bench. Go over there and try and shake it off. Flyers looking for some insurance goal. Monday can't get the shot. They go behind the net. Battle back there. And FairCreek trying to clear the zone. Can't. Cleared in. Torelli tried to clear it in. Here comes Thompson. Dumps it behind the net. FairCreek with it. Trying to get it right in front. Taken away. Here's a break again. Shot, score! Robert Kurgis with the goal with 8:08 to play to make it 5-1. And that puts PFC up 5-1. First goal given up. And now chance for Hayes. Off the post. Cleared in front. As Hayes put it off the post. And now Gibbs. Tripped by the ice cube. And dumped back in. Gibbs had a break and he tripped over the ice cube. Back out the center ice. Carlton trying to keep it in. Hayes dumps it in. Chernoff going back for the Flyers. Now a hard hit by Charlton against Edding. Flyers playing in. Gertie chases after it, can't get to it. Now Gertie gets it back at the blue line, flips it toward the net, goes behind the net, right in front, and a miss right in front. I'm not sure if Ruffino got a piece of that or not. But a chance right there for Julian Edding. 6:55 left to go in our game. Waiting to get onside. Garcia. Shot from the corner, glove by Bates. .641 left to go. Norquist takes the draw. Norquist. FairCreek has actually played. This has been an even Steven game. Now another breakaway. Here's Park looking for goal number 4. And a save by Ruffino. Nope, it was a goal. Sorry, could not see the signal. And Joseph Park gets his 4th goal of the game. 6-1 Flyers. Thought Ruffino had stopped that. It snuck in behind her. From our angle, we couldn't quite see it. Now Planton from the wing. So 4 goals for Joseph. Shot goes wide. So Park with 4 goals. Norquist around the net. Gets pounded into the corner by Sorelli. Flyers come out. FairCreek knocks it back in. Norquist gets it to Van Sickle. Van Sickle puts it in front, goes through the crease. FairCreek dumps it back in. Cromer. And that's Irby looking to clear the zone. Can't. Monday. And that shot saved Ruffino. So Joseph Park, who scored 3 in the first game against FairCreek, with 4 goals here tonight. But Ruffino's really done it. She has been pelted once again here tonight. But it's come up big. A shot, another save by Ruffino on that backhander. Right in front, another stop. As she stopped Wedding. And then Wedding gets driven into the corner by Reisman. Right in front. Gertie, shot, save! And the rebound covered by Ruffino with Hayes right there in front of her. 5 minutes left to go. And PFC looking to even their standings at 3-3. In the South Division. Kurgis playing it in, shot around, and across back behind the blue line. Gertie has to go out to center ice. Gertie got over his stick, down into the PFC zone. Miller looking for a steal, can't get it. Hayes comes out. Hayes, and I think that one got in. Score. And it's Hayes making it 7-1. as that one kind of surprised Rufino. Now a 7-1 lead now as PFC pouring it on here. In that 10-0 win earlier, they put 5 in the net in the third period. They have put 3 in here in this third period, lead 7-1. Norcross around the net for the FairCreek team. Norcross puts the Jets on. Around the defense, a shot saved by Bates as he gets the glove on it. Clock is continuous with the 6-goal lead. They'll only stop by a whistle. Flyer trying to get it in. Flyers break it out. Here's another chance for a breakaway. Monday. Shot. And the stop in front. Dump down the zone. No icing. Now Chernoff into the zone. Trying to dump it in front. Hayes is there. And knocked into the corner, was shot wide. Off the glass, down the ice. That's going to be icing. They're going to face off all the way back into the FairCreek end. Face off to the left of Emma Rufino. Chipped around, looking. Flyers trying to center it. And it goes through the zone. Little bouncing puck. Whoa, just goes wide of Rufino. And Cerulli with a roller that almost found the net. Now here comes FairCreek back the other way. This is Garcia, who has the only goal. Van Sickle a shot, and Bates another stop. 95 seconds left to go. Van Sickle, a shot goes wide. And the Flyers come out. Here's Hayes. Hayes to Park. Park skating in. Passes away, and the fans on the shot. Right in front, Park, and he scores. As they get the puck back, and it's 8-1. Park with his 5th goal of the game. He was trying to set up planting on that other shot. And now Park with 5 goals. And offside, nope, whistle. And yeah, tough hit there. As Gibbs took another hit, 20 seconds and counting on the continuous clock. And the clock counting down. And PFC behind 5 goals by Joseph Park evens their record in the standings at 4-4 as FairCreek drops to 0-9 in the district. That will do it here tonight from the Sugar Land Ice and Sports Center. Once again, the final score, it is PFC Flyers 8, FairCreek 1. Good night, everybody.
It was nice just sitting here having you. Sound well. Well done.
Thank you. Next time I'm going to bring a little table I can put my stuff on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just having fun.
Yeah.